So, hello and welcome to Guitar of the Month. Sorry, Axe of the Month. It's more of a guitar than an axe this month, to be fair. Month one was my guild, my favourite guitar. This is month two. This is my most important guitar, believe it or not. None of my guitars have names like Lucille or Barbara or Harold, apart from this one. This one's called the Decoy. And it is the most important guitar in my collection because I have a toddler who is around 2, depending on when this comes out. And I bought this so that when she asks for one of the dums, as she calls them, or dom, which is the bass, I give her this instead. But she's starting to get wise to it. This was £30 or £35 from gear4music, and is essentially a children's 3/4 length classical / Spanish guitar. It's similar to the ones that everybody has in high school that you learn to play on, and they're fairly indestructible. I was spending a lot of time as a new father sitting trying to get a baby to sleep, and sitting watching a baby sleeping, and sitting in cars with babies sleeping and that kind of thing. And I thought, you know what, I wonder how much a 3/4 length guitar would be that I could keep in the boot of the car or up in the nursery and just quietly strum away, so that I could, in my workaholic ways, be a wee bit productive during that sleep deprived downtime. And it's never been in the car, and it's never been in the nursery. It just sits in the studio as the Decoy. Strangely enough, it gets played all the time because it just sits kicking about the floor, and everybody picks it up and they always go, "Oh, that's pretty cool, I wonder if I can play on that," right? Which is pretty cool. It's great for kind of wee ideas and stuff like that. It doesn't really hold its tuning wonderfully. So, although I say that, I tuned this the other day and it's now still in tune. So straight out of the box, it didn't really hold its tuning. After a wee while, once it settles, maybe it's a little bit better. Intonation not great. Action, I've seen worse, especially in this type of guitar. When we were at school, this is what we learned on, and I think it was the making of us. I think it was really, really important. As you tried to play all the early grunge hits. See, the tune is going as we go up. But it's great for just picking up for a couple of wee ideas, or just checking what the chords are to something. Something like that. I laugh because one of the reasons that I make this series is because of how expensive some people's guitars are compared to mine. This is £30-35. I'll check and I'll put a thing up. And I get more use out of it. I don't think it's ever been recorded, but I get more use out of it than some people get out of guitars that cost several thousand. I've known loads of culprits over the years, but basically the music industry is held together by people either using their parents' savings or their accountancy salary to buy very expensive guitars. People at the coalface don't really do that. They usually have a special one for recording that makes them feel good about themselves. The rest of the time, they're on the road that much. You do not want to throw around a £5,000 guitar at a wee gig in a shitty little basement. So everybody has things at work that they can rely on. All the weekend warriors have these guitars that are worth thousands of pounds. And I've seen various people over the years, but one guy I knew had, at one point, had about £15,000 worth of guitars. He couldn't play in tune, he couldn't play in time, even on an in-tune guitar, which was a fascinating trait. But these things were thrown about, beaten up. He had super glued parts onto them. So he'd taken guitars that were worth about £3,000 and they were worth less than £1,000 after a year of him knocking them about. and he was contemplating, last time I spoke to him, of buying a £7,000 guitar, which he claimed should go up on his wall and people would realise how successful he was. That's not why you buy guitars. They go up on my wall so that people realise how weird and quirky I am, or I hope they do. Anyway, this is the antithesis to that. This is a guitar that is a lot of fun, can knock about, can play a nursery rhyme or two on. And everybody that comes in here picks it up and plays it and has fond memories of playing similar things in school, and is happy that they can't be judged on how good they make it sound. You don't need to set it up, you don't need to buy new strings. When these strings break, I'll probably knot them until there is no more string. I don't look forward to trying to remember how to do knots at the end of this. As I say, super important guitar, the Decoy. It was cheaper to get it in Man from Del Monte white. It wouldn't have been my choice. But here it is. I think you get used to it. When it came out of the box, I thought this isn't usable, but you kind of get used to it. It has yet to be recorded with. Get one. If you have the space, get one. It makes you happy. You don't feel... If you write a song on this and it sounds good, it's going to sound good on anything. If you pick this up and try to play your favourite song and it sounds shite, it's a £30 guitar, so it's probably not your fault. It puts you in a very nice headspace for the enjoyment of music rather than the stress of having to get something done. Does that make sense? Maybe this is perfect for me because this is roughly where my guitar skills lie. Please see the disclaimer in previous months about me not being a guitarist. Enjoy.